Hey everyone, it's VARA Commodore Dawn Maree from Team Mandala Quest. We're going to do a deep dive of the compensation plan. So it's not your just traditional binary comp plan. We've got an extra layer of a carryover, and it's a very generous comp plan, but there's times that I'm sure that you have gotten paid that you thought, why did I get paid? And other times you thought, why didn't I get paid? So let's learn why you did and why you didn't and how you can expect it in the future. Now, this is not going to be something that you're going to share with someone that you are introducing you to necessarily, unless they are like a comp plan expert and they want to get into the nuts and bolts, but it is something that you can share with your team. And so, first of all, where I got confused is I was thinking everything was based on overall volume, left side versus the right side, and how that works on a day-to-day basis. That's completely false. This is based on a transactional structure. So meaning every single time a sell is made, one side will be strong, one side will be weak, and that's how it's going to be factored in. So very interesting. So let's go through this. Your very first sell, you sold a moon pack on your left side. It was a $100 sell. 60% of 100 is the volume. That's why you see 60 VP, and VP stands for VARA points. So you don't have to worry so much about the dollar amount as long as you understand that volume will always be 60% of the dollar amount. Since it's your first referral, you don't qualify for commissions until you get one on the other side. So that 60 VP will not be flushed. It's going to go into the left carry bank for the next transaction. And the same thing would happen if you just kept selling things on your left side and nothing on the right. You or maybe the person that you just enrolled starts selling things, it's not going to flush. So don't worry about that. But you won't get paid out until you qualify. So your earnings on this one are zero. Now let me just mention this. This is assuming that you have funded your position. Okay, so you should not be getting any volume if you have not funded your position. So you've already funded your position and you've added someone. Okay, you sold your second pack. And as you can see, before it came in, you still had some carryover in your left side. So you ended up selling a solar pack for $1,000, which generated 600 volume on your right side. And because that's your second one and you have one already on the left, this is your second one on the right, you now qualify for commissions. And this is assuming this is your personal recruitment. So 60 VP is deducted from the left bank. So how this all works is you only get paid based on how much you have in the bank. But your bank amount does not get flushed. It just gets drawn down. So you don't have to worry if you didn't get paid at this transaction, the next one you could. And so that's how you start paying attention and can strategize for your comp. So here we have 60 volume is deducted from the left bank, and we have up to a 2-to-1 ratio on the comp plan, which means that if double 60 is available on the right hand side, then you can get paid that much. So look on the right, you see you have a volume of 600. So you have plenty more than 120. So 60 is deducted from left bank, 120 is deducted from right bank. That's a grand total of 120 volume, and $1 is earned for every 10 points made. So in this scenario, you would make $18. This is considered a 2-to-1 because double the 60 volume on the weak side is available on the opposite side. And in this case, the weak side at the time of the transaction is the left side, and double was available on the right. The ending right carry bank is going to be 480, so that's going to carry on to the next, and there's nothing left on the left side. Your earnings on this one are $18. So how much you make based on a transaction is solely dependent on how much you have in your carry bank on one side or the other. So let me show you what I mean by that. Instead of your very first sale being a moon pack, what if you had sold a solar pack? In that scenario, you would have 600 VP remaining in your left carry bank. So with that said, let's now say that you sold a solar pack on your right side that generated 600 VP. So you've got 600 on the left, 600 on the right. With the cell number 1, you sold the solar pack on the left for the carry of the 600 VP. 600 VP is deducted from both the left and the right side. Now we couldn't do double because there's not 1200 available on the right side. So this would mean that a grand total of 600 on the left plus 600 on the right equals 1200 is used. $1 for every 10 points equals 120. This is a 1-to-1 ratio because even amounts are deducted on both sides. At the end, there will be no carryover on the right. There will not be any carryover on the left, but you will earn $120. So it's based on what's in your bank. So one person with the same, someone above you could make more than you because they have more in the bank. Someone below you could make more than you on the same transaction because they have more in their carry bank. So that's how it works on that. So I just wanted to go back to the first slide where cell number 2 actually generated just 60 carryover on the left, and then someone purchased a solar pack from you. So at the end of the day, your right carry bank had 480 in it. The left is zeroed out. And by the way, it should always have, after a transaction, one side will be at 0. The bank will draw down to 0 on one side. So far for cell number 1 and cell number 2, it's been your own personal cells. You have enrolled personal recruits, one left, one right. Now you qualify. But guess what? This third one in this example is spillover from above. I like to call it manna from heaven. It's so wonderful when it happens. It means somebody above you placed someone below you, and so you're going to benefit from the cells. So in this scenario, we finished up on the last transaction with 480 VP on your right side. And in this case, there was a planet pack sold below you, and 240 VP was generated. So in this scenario, you go to the weak side, 240 VP is deducted first. And can you do double 240? You sure can. There's 480. That happens to be double 240. So that qualifies you for a 2-to-1 ratio because the right deduction is going to be double that of the left. Both carryovers will now be at 0 once done. That means that they have been drawn down to 0. But guess what? You earned $72 on somebody else's cell. How cool is that? All right, so we have a starting balance of 0 carry on the left side, and someone bought a Stargate on the right side. So that price for the Stargate, they got it right before they closed out, $3,500. It generated a 2,000 VP. Now I wanted to mention this to you because I was confused by this. So 2,000 VP is not 60% of 3,500, but because this is a promotional pack, it's different. So that's the difference. It will always be the volume of 60% of the dollar amount when it is a moon, solar, or planet pack, but not the promotions. Those could be different. All right, since there's no VP in your left bank, 2,000 VP is added to your right carry. No commissions today because there's no volume in the left carry bank. But remember, it's not flushed. So as soon as you make some volume on the left, you're going to get paid. So there are some examples to help you get started. And if you ever want to do a Zoom, we can do a deep dive Zoom to understand this better. But in the meantime, here are some tidbits that I discovered along my way as I was learning about the comp plan. Number one, weak side is determined at the time of each transaction by the side with the lowest points. The 2-to-1 ratio is applied when points available on the stronger side can be doubled that of the lower side. Now, if there's not enough on the strong side for a doubling of the lower side, then it's just going to revert back to 1-to-1 ratio. Not a big deal. If the carry points available on the weak side are less than the VP from the new cell, then commissions are based on the available carry points. So again, based on what you have in your carry bank is going to dictate how much you get paid. If there are no points on the weak side's bank, then no commissions are paid, but don't worry, I've had that happen to me and I was like alarmed, but it simply means that as soon as you have made a sell on the opposite side, you'll start getting paid. It's not going to be flushed. Bonuses for the star bonus are paid live in real time as transactions are made, and after each transaction there will only be carryover on one side because the other side will be drawn down to zero. So you should never see carryover on both sides, and that's why they don't show you. You only see carryover on one side because there won't be carryover on the other side. Okay, I hope this has enlightened you a little bit, helped you understand it. Math is not my favorite subject, so I'm super excited now that I'm understanding it. I overcomplicated it way too much, and it's not that difficult. Anyone can understand this, so good luck. And with this information, knowledge is power, so you'll be able to understand better how you can strategize your comp plan based on your numbers. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.